Number 3, we wash our feet. Number 5, number 4. Number 5 is, I'm not following in the sequence. Number 5 actually is intention, initially intention. But there is another one, sequence. So integrals of wudu altogether are 6. So in sequence, and we say number 1 is intention, number 2 is washing of the face, number 3 is washing any of the hands all the way up to the elbows, including the elbows. Number 4 is wiping part of the head. Number 5 is washing the feet up to the ankles and including the ankles. What do you call it? And number 6 is sequence. Sequence meaning you have to wash your face, then you wash your hands, then you wipe your head. So you cannot be washing your hands and then washing your face. That is not valid. So in ablution we have integrals. In fasting, in prayers and we have integrals. In fasting also we have integrals. How many integrals we have in fasting? How many integrals we have? Fasting is the easiest for your information. Fasting is easier than prayers, is easier than ablution. Only 2 integrals. Some of our fuqaha, our scholars, they say 3. They add another one. So sometimes you find 2, sometimes you find 3. Those who say that the integrals of fasting are 2, number 1 is intention, number 2 is to refrain from things that invalidate the fast. That's all. Only 2 pillars. So if you understand these 2 pillars, khalas, you have understood the integrals of fasting. Easy. The integrals of fasting. The scholars who said that the integrals of fasting are 3, they add a third one. The third one is the person who fasts. So maybe you can put any aside now. So if you were to say that the integrals of fasting is 3, number 1 is intention, number 2 is to refrain from things that invalidate the fast, number 3 is the person who fasts. Inshallah, I will talk about it inshallah later. So we go one by one. We talk about intention. Integral number 1 is pertaining to intention. Inshallah, we have 15 minutes more before our break. Intention, and he said here, one must make the intention to fast for each day one fasts. This is pertaining to the obligatory fast. So if you are fasting an obligatory fast, it is compulsory upon you to make intention every night. From the time when the sun set until the time of Fajr. In between, you have to make the intention that you are going to fast the next day. So when you talk about fasting in the month of Ramadan, it is compulsory that we make the intention every night in the 9th day of Ramadan. And it is a sunnah to recite our intention. Usually in our mosques in Singapore, after you perform any of the witr prayers or the tarawih prayers, the Imam will recite the intention together. Nawaitu sawmaradin an ada'i fardi shahri Ramadani hadhihi sanati lillahi ta'ala. Yani I make the intention to fast the obligation of Ramadan the next day for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This intention has to be made every night. If you fail to make the intention, then your fasting will not be valid. Then you have to do the imsak. Imsak meaning you do not consume anything that break the fast, but it is compulsory upon you to make up any for that fasting. Make up any for that fasting. So it is compulsory upon us and to make intention every night. Pertaining to the nawaitu sawmaradin an ada'i fardi shahri Ramadani hadhi sanati lillahi ta'ala. There is something I want to say about this intention. You see, the mistake that some people can make is they say this: nawaitu sawmaradin an ada'i fardi shahri Ramadana. They say Ramadana. Then hadhihi sanati. The right one is Ramadani, not na. And you just take note. Just take note, huh? And the correct pronunciation in the Arabic is Ramadani, and in this particular intention. So we say nawaitu sawmaradin an ada'i fardi shahri Ramadani hadhihi sanati lillahi ta'ala. So we are saying that we are fasting the obligatory fast of the month of Ramadan the next day for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But pertaining to the sunnah fast, it is permissible that you make the intention in the day. It is permissible, as long as the time of zawal has not come in. And the time of zawal is the time of zuhur. So if a person wakes up in the morning, in the sunnah fast, and he wants to fast, then it is permissible for him to make the intention in the morning, provided he has not done anything that invalidates the fast. It is permissible for him to continue fasting. But if he has done something that invalidates the fast by eating or drinking, then it is not permissible for him to fast. This is pertaining to intention. Number 2, pertaining to things that invalidate the fast. And this is the important thing in the chapter of fasting. To understand the things that invalidate the fast. Number 1 is eating, number 2 is drinking and smoking. Some people are asking about smoking. Smoking and invalidate the fast. We say smoking is why invalidate fast. And it is the same as eating and drinking. So basically anything that enters your body's cavity invalidate your fast. This is a principle. Anything of essence. Anything of essence. Now this word is important here. Essence. Anything of essence that enters your body's cavity invalidate your fast. A lot of people ask about perfume. Can you wear perfume when you are fasting? Cannot. Imagine if a person wears perfume. The whole body any perfume. And while he is fasting, is the fasting any valid or invalid? He is smelling any perfume. His perfume is smelling. Or he takes any the bukhur. He burns any the bukhur and he is smelling any this perfume. The vapors is entering his nose and he can feel at the throat at times. Is the fasting valid or not valid? Here we say the fasting is still valid, but it is makruh. And the reason why the fasting is still valid because vapor we do not say it is an essence. We say this vapor or this smell. The smell that you smell, it is not something that is of essence. It's not ayn. So the thing that invalidates your fast, it is an essence, something of essence that enters through your body cavity. What is the body's cavity? Our ears is part of the body's cavity. Our nose, our mouth, and our private parts, they are considered to be our body's cavity. The eyes is not considered to be a body's cavity. So if you are bathing and you are opening your eyes and water enters your eyes, possible or not possible? Water can enter your eyes. Your fasting is still valid because our eyes is not part of the body's cavity. If you are fasting and you are using IMO and you can feel at your throats this medicine that you are using, is your fasting valid or not valid? Your fasting is still valid. Why is it valid? Because we do not consider eyes to be part of the body's cavity. But if you are bathing and you are pouring water into your ears, your fasting valid or not valid? Your fasting is not valid. The reason is your ears is part of the body's cavity. So this is something that we have to understand. Our mouth is a body's cavity, but where is the part of the mouth in it that is the beginning of the body's cavity? It is not any your lips, but it is your throat. If you are fasting and you are putting water inside your mouth, but you are not doing anything, you're just putting water inside, your fasting valid or not valid? Fasting is valid, provided you do not swallow the water that is inside your mouth. So the beginning of the body's cavity is at your throat, not at your mouth. The beginning of your ear, in terms of its cavity, it is not at the opening of the ears, but it is within the internal part of the ear. So if you are fasting and you are what you call it digging your ears, but only the external part, it is okay. And you do not panic. Because some people they do not know this. They thought that even when you put a finger like this and your fasting becomes invalid. The body cavity of the ears, it doesn't start in the internal part. We are talking about after the exterior part, but it is the internal part of the ear. If a person is using the cotton bud and he is wiping the internal part of the ear, if the cotton bud enters the internal part of the ear, near the eardrums, then only we say the fasting becomes invalid. So we must understand where is the beginning of the body's cavity. It is important. So there are two things: understanding body's cavity and understanding the beginning of the body's cavity. Fine. Pertaining any to the private parts, understood. Yani we know the beginning any of the body's cavity is at the opening any of the private parts. So when we are doing istinja, we have to be careful. That water yani does not seep into our private parts. If water seeps into our private parts, our fasting becomes invalid, even though the water doesn't reach the stomach. Again, there is a misunderstanding. People thought that it must reach the stomach, then only your fasting becomes invalid. That is not the case. That is not the case. If you put water inside your ears, does the water reach the stomach or does it reach the stomach? There is a small possibility the water can reach the stomach. Small possibility that the water can reach the stomach. But most cases that the water will bounce back. It doesn't reach the stomach. But yet we say that your fasting becomes invalid. Because we are not talking about whether the substance enters your stomach or it doesn't enter the stomach. We are talking about whether it enters your body's cavity or doesn't enter your body's cavity. So can all of you understand, inshallah? Now this is important that we have to, then you have to understand. So using perfume does not invalidate your fasting because we do not consider perfume to be a substance of essence. A substance of essence. But solid and liquid, it is a substance any of essence. Pertaining any to vapor, forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Pertaining to smell, it is what you call it, not a substance of essence. I'm not talking about science here, I'm talking about the definition in fiqh. If you talk about science, of course, and even all these vapors and everything, we consider them as essence. Correct or not? I'm not talking any about the terminology in science, I'm talking about terminology in the rulings of fasting. So do not ask me any what you call a question about what you call it terminology in science. We are not concerned about the terminology in science. I'm just trying my best to explain this terminology within the scope of the laws and within fasting. Right. So number 1 is eating, number 2 is drinking, number 3 is taking what you call it snuff up to the nose that reaches the sinuses. Meaning taking a snuff, and if a person, for example, is doing ablution and he is doing istinshaq, he's putting water into the nose. If a person does it extensively and water enters into the beginning part of the body's cavity of the nose, then the